Going to have to get used to saying that, aren't we? It's going to be it's pretty hard with the yellow livery alongside. Front row of the grid with just one Rocket Rajas alongside. Earsman, I hope will return tomorrow.
Yeah, well, we hope so. He has got a spare engine. We'll have to wait and see. We're just having a bit of a look now. We've seen the green flag go up. Just wait. Red light is on. Red light is on, ladies and gentlemen. Get up here and have a look. Oh, Rocket Riders just blasted those Kenders into the bitumen. And have a look at that Crawford in the 68 car. That's the Andrew Williams car. 1, 2, 3, 4 wide, Darren. And we haven't even got 100 metres down the track.
Crawford, Banks, Ryan Woods and Andrew Magilton all going 4 wide as they came past the strike. Then we've still got them 3 wide in the mid-pack there, but it's the number 33. Rocket Rod Rajas dives into turn 1. Gavin Ross out of P4 goes into P3 into P2 into turn 1. Say that fast if you can, while you're saying 888 Home Loans supporting the whole series this year.
Yeah, you certainly can, mate. You're putting your P in your P, and let's hope you P in the right spot. But it's through turn 4.
And you get out of it cleanly.
Yes, that's exactly right. We've got to shoot up the back chute, and we can see how Rocket Ride in the 33 car.
That is how good's that. We're actually hearing from the OB van about how good that is. That's fantastic getting out of turn 4 and have a look at them wiggle their way in true HQ style up the back straight. 16 of the fastest HQs available today in Victoria on the grid, and it's the 2 premiers out in front. Twin headlight fronts lead the way.
Certainly is. On screen, the 76 car there at Banks, Crawford in beside him, the Reddy Roche. Now that's been a sponsorship for over 30 years. Reddy Roche and Mark McDonald, so Glenn McDonald. That's absolutely fantastic. But you wouldn't find any bigger than that, I don't think. 30 years of looking after and sponsoring a HQ. Absolutely
I think the
fantastic.
only one might be the Dick Johnson Racing with Shell, but then there was some ownership changes along the way there as well. So that might not be a continuous contract.
Certainly, mate. You've got to remember we've got a Holden. Never forget that.
That's true.
HQ Holdens. Have a look at that. Oh, the chrome horn there of Ryan Woods on the back of Crawford as they go into the grandstand. You can say this is a race, lap 1. It looks like we've got a good 14 and a half minutes to go, Darren. So we've got our 7 laps by the looks of it, which is absolutely fantastic. Down into turn 2, Andrew Magilton a little bit off the pace at the moment. He'd done a head gasket and gearbox yesterday, so keep an eye on him. Yes, they did practice yesterday in that heat, that 40-plus heat, and there was a couple of head gaskets and there was certainly a lot of bottles of water drunk in the HQ pits, mate. I
reckon there would have been certainly a lot of rehydrating. Good to see Graham Crawford in the Andy Williams car. In fact, Andy Williams is getting more mentions today out of historic touring cars and HQs than when he's actually entered in the event. So we'll
that's
leave him
exactly
alone.
Right. Yeah, well, it's exactly right. It's about time he listens to how good he was. He was a has-been, you've got to remember. But now we have got a few people back that haven't raced for a while. Tracy Moulton in the number 7 car. We've also got John. And have a look at that. Oh, we've got Crawford. Gilton's trying to go on the inside. Crawford. Oh, have a look at that. Crawford's taking a little bit of real estate there, but Magilton's back in front.
I reckon Crawford was doing the best part of getting out of the way of the 14 that was sliding on through there as well. Looking at the inside at the top of the hill, there's some good respect and trust being shown by those drivers. If you want it, mate, and you really want it that badly, have a crack.
Yeah, well, dandy corner, mate. It's the big boys down there who's got the big brakes, I tell you. As you shoot down in the dandy corner, HQ Holden's doing around about 150, 160 into that sharp left-hander. As they go over, have we got them on the screen there? We've also got John Mahoney there as well in the 81 car. Good to see him back. James Kenner in the 66 car. Phil Ackland in the 5 car. That's one of the original HQs that were built in 1989, ladies and gentlemen, and still the owner, the proud owner of that
Which
car.
Which one was that again?
Phil Atkin.
Yeah, right.
So he's
good.
an ex-GMH builder and designer
Phil
way
Aiken,
back then.
Yeah, did do a bit of Thunderdome action.
Yes, he certainly did.
Yep.
So but Rocket Rod's got a real good one, Rod there. We also got Gavin Ross doing pretty good, and the young man, Beckers in the 90 car, the Yellow Peril, shooting up the back straight.
Have a look at that. Great to see another Becker's name coming along in fashion. And look at that, though. The best part about it is that Jake is now into P3, and that is a territory that this car knows. Have a look at the 76, though. Banks looking to the inside there. Just gets out of it. Discretion the better part of Valor there. And you'd have to say he's going to have to defend now from behind. The Ready Roast car coming on gangbusters. So the 76 looking up the inside of Jake Beckers. Told you I'd stumble over that one, trying to work out who it was. And then all of a sudden, we've got McDonald weighing in on that as well.
You certainly have, and that's Ryan Woods, you've got to remember, in the 87 car. Graham Francis in the 85 car, good to see him, and also the Frisbee himself, Tony Maloney, in the 99 car. Andrew Lawton in the 35 car out there, and also Mick Magilton. We got father and son doing extremely well also. Yeah, literally the Frisbee, mate. I crowned him that one year here at Sandown, mate. He had more sand than anyone else. More sand than what Sandown had in the end. As we got Beckers there going through turn one, Banks is keeping him honest. I had a good talk to Banksy about it. He said, David, the car's handling well, it's braking well. I'm just not getting enough flow, as we can see, through turns 2, 3 and 4. If you haven't got a good flow, you then can't shoot out onto the back straight. And that's one of the biggest problems we've got here with Banksy. He just has to really caress the car. Oh, Magilton, fastest lap. It's good to hear. So that's the 14 car. That's the son, not the old man. The old man would take it. But Andrew Magilton, the fastest car, number 14, and at the moment he's in position 6. Keep an eye on him, a 1:35.5. Oh, I think that was a love tap, ladies and gentlemen. Banks and Beckers coming side by side.
Oh, Jake Becker's getting a short back and sides by a couple of veterans in the category. And have a look at this. Andrew Magilton's going to be all over the back of him here. We'll get David Amor right up and about on the Magilton front very, very soon when he's setting fastest laps. He's about to let loose. You can tell he's just licked the lips, ready for a bit of Magilton action.
Certainly has. Have a look at this over the start-finish line. Gavin Ross isn't that far away from Rocket Rod. Keep an eye on this. Is Rod Rogers doing his fastest lap? Is Gavin Ross catching him because he's going a little bit quicker? Rocket Rod, keep an eye on the 33 car.
Here it is again. This is the Jake Becker's Banks. A little bit of a tap there. The mirrors are still on, so it wasn't that much of a tap. Normally the mirrors go flying. That's when you know there's been a big tap. But 2 spots. Jake Becker's just had a couple of veterans of the category show him, don't lose concentration, son, because you're going to come under power. And we will have shot on by. Andrew Magilton just easing off on the young fella. We got more lessons to learn at the top of the hill this time. Goes sideways, cracks it out. All the momentum out of turn 4 will be lost. Watch for the Magilton Middies electrical car as he will range up, because that power came down better on the Middies car than it did on the Jake Becker's car.
You can see up the back chute there, you see Rocket Rod in the red car, Gavin Ross in the grey car with a little bit of pink on it, I understand. So up over the top, Ross is definitely catching. Ross is catching. Rogers up over the top. Look at that. You can physically see there's only 1.5 car lengths down, or about 10 feet.
3 metres to the kids at home.
Yeah, sorry about that. Yes. Yeah, 3 metres. Yep,
it's colour TV, right. Not black and white, mate. That's what we're doing here.
Fair income?
Yep, let's go.
I tell you what, Blend Line's doing a fantastic job.
They've added colour.
Colour. Well done, guys. Fantastic Blend Line. Thank you very, very much for doing this. I was talking to someone earlier and they actually had this on the laptop. So you're listening to it and watching it, hands first.
Crazy.
That's brilliant.
Crazy how the kids these days, how they do it. I tell you what, looking at the front now, there's not a couple of kids. In fact, there's a couple of veterans of this class. In fact, smattered right through the field here. They're going to go side by side. Jake Beckers is going to have Andy Magilton alongside. Is he range? Yes, he is. The 14 slips on through. Signed the check, posted it, and there it is. But Jake Beckers fights back just like his old man would be so very proud, not letting the Magilton vehicle through. This is going to get feisty, isn't it? It was a lap ago that we saw Jake go out over the back of the ripple strip and lose momentum. This time he does it again, but Magilton will push through.
So we'll Crawford right in behind you. So we'll just have a little bit of look here. We're on lap 6. Up the back chute they go. We've got a twosome and then another twosome. Gavin Ross, I'm just trying to have a bit of a look. Nah, it's about the same. But look who's coming in 4th position there. Ryan Woods on Banks. Keep an eye on Ryan Woods. Ryan Woods, here he comes. He's one of the late breakers. This is going to be interesting. Oh, down in the dandy corner, less than a car length. Really have a look at that. Right on cue with Blendline. Ryan Woods runs a fraction wide. It's a 76 car there at Banks. Beautiful looking car. It's absolutely fantastic. tyre power all over the windscreens of these cars. We've got Kenda tyres, ladies and gentlemen. We've got Pettis suspension. It's a one-make class, been going for 35 years, Darren.
David, you have a lot to do with the day-to-day around the supply and the performance of the Kenda tyres. Tony Maloney now, the 99. That is absolutely a day at the beach down there, isn't it?
Well, he's got a little bit more sand.
He certainly has. Now, the Kenda tyre, as I said, you have a day-to-day almost relationship with Kenda and the supply and the use and the best use of these tyres.
Yep.
The Kenda tyre is not I'm going to say a household brand. It's not one of the big four, I guess you'd say, but this category's been on it for some time now.
Yeah, we certainly have. This is our 8th year on Kenda tyres. We had some Bridgestones way back there, but the Kenda tyres... Oh, here we go. Oh, Tony Maloney's just smoking that Kenda. Smoking it, just can't, trying to, but doesn't.
That'll be bellied out down there at turn 9. We've got a full course yellow safety car out now, so this is going to be quite the rescue that we have to get done here now. 6 laps completed, and there's just over 5 minutes left in the time certainty of this race. So I don't think we will see another lap in anger. So Tony Maloney parked it up at 9 there, and we don't see it too often these days, the HQs under safety car. Just touching on the tyre again, David, tell us a little bit about the tyre and how the race teams, manage that tyre through a race meeting.
Yeah, well, the Kenda tyres is just your normal passenger tyre, speed rated at 210 kilometres an hour. It's a H-rated tyre. They come from the factory, which is overseas, with around about 9 mil of tread. Then there's myself and 3 other people that buff tyres in Victoria. What we mean by buffing the tyres is we bring them back to around about 2.5 mil. Mum and Dad would say that, like Mum and Dad would say, 2.5 mil, it's almost time to replace them. But these Kenda tyres only do about 200-300 kilometres, and they do 2 race meetings, and then it's time to replace them and do that. Value for money. It's a fantastic tyre. It's good. With the Kenda HQ Racing on the sidewall, mate, it looks like a NASCAR. It's absolutely awesome. It really gets the cars stunning, looking well, and making it absolutely perfect. See, Tracy Moulton there's got the indicator on the 7 car. That's an ex-Barry Cassidy car. Barry Cassidy is a Tasmanian. Must be able to swim. It's a long way to come.
It is a long way.
Fantastic bloke, been in the category for a long time. Decided to sell his car, and Tracy Moulton has got it. Put an engine in it. Put another engine in it yesterday with an issue, an oil pressure issue. But she's out there lapping, doing some times, doing around about a 143, 142 sort of lap.
Just while we're under safety car here, Dave, we didn't want to interrupt a national treasure whilst he's mid-sentence, but thank you. Tickets at the gate tomorrow. We'd love to see your smiling faces here at the racetrack. The live streaming is a fantastic service, but getting to the racetrack, it's like getting to any of your favourite sports. You're best at the event. You can see it, smell it, live it. The best thing about the State Race Series here in Victoria is you pay at the gate and then you can roam the pit and paddock area, talk, touch, be part of the race teams. Get out there, get up to the grandstand, watch your favourite categories, go down and have something to eat, then wander the pit and paddock area, see your favourite categories. More often than not, if you've got the kids with you, the race teams will let the kids have a bit of a sit in the car and a bit of a look around what makes up a race car. So we do extend always to all of the race fans, and even if you don't know motorsport and you've stumbled across motorsport, please come and join us. It's so accessible here at the track. I think it's $30 at the gate for tomorrow. It's $40 for the whole weekend. So yeah, please come and join us. And I think it's kids under 12 free. We've got the safety car going on another jaunt around Sandown International Motor Raceway, the home of horsepower, as there is the green number 99 of Tony Maloney. Oh, that's the longest snatch-em strap I've ever seen, where the guys are pulling that out. And here is the whole field lined up behind the safety car. They look pretty keen to get back on with it, don't they? In fact, that's probably what they'll look like as they hit the strike when the Cool Drive drill post services safety car is removed from the track. But certainly we wish everyone to come and join us here tomorrow. The Sandown is the most accessible racetrack, certainly in Victoria, just off the East Link, just off the Monash Freeway, and you're here within sort of 5 minutes. And a very important message across the bottom of the screen there, and a yellow flag being waved as well to drag our attention. Our volunteer officials right around this track here this weekend. And David, it's not just this track this weekend. There's other race meetings. There's the first round of the WA series on at Barbagallo this weekend. There'll be volunteers from front fence to back fence like they are here, making sure that the event runs smoothly. And they're all waving the yellow flag because there's a safety car out on track. They've got a team behind them. We just grab that point as we go coming onto the back straight there. There's 2 flaggies, one on the yellow flag, one on the blue flag, and they'll swap around over the day. And the other 2 will be communicators, and they'll take shifts on and off the sign, and there'll be a sector marshal and a track marshal there as well. So all assigned jobs of expertise with training that is given to them by not only by Motorsport Australia but by the Victorian Flag Marshalling Team, or whether it be the Victorian Fire and Rescue Squad. We've also got medical services. I think here this weekend is Team Medical. But all of these expertise areas that come in, you're trained. You're not just thrown out there trackside to get wet and get some sunburn. You're given a lot of intense training, and there's a lot of highly skilled volunteers trackside at car racing. And we have got the lights out on the safety car, so we should go, I reckon, for 1 lap of fury. I reckon.
Yeah, this is going to be the 1 lap dash, ladies and gentlemen. 1 lap dash. This looks like we've got another lap. Definitely got a lap coming. Definitely got a lap coming. Oh. The lights are off the safety car, so that tells me, Darren.
Yeah, green flag is ready at the crow's nest as well. It's going to be waved, so I'm not sure whether it's going to be green flag and last lap. So last lap board goes up, so it's going to be a club lap dash.
Oh, this is absolutely fantastic. Thank you very, very much, guys. We're able to get 1 car out, and we've still got racing happening. Rocket Rod, literally Rocket Rod. Keep an eye on him.
Banks looks to go past Ross and does it easy. Drives past Gavin Ross, in fact.
Yeah, I think Gavin Ross was waiting for a snow cone or something there, because he's certainly gone back in the pack. Well, Banks has gone around the outside. Beckers is riding behind him. There's Francis. Francis trying to serve it up to Crawford, the 68 car.
Graham Francis looked to be very intent there, wanted to get through. Had to line up to get through turn 1 as they lurch over the turn 2 ripple strips there and battle away over the back of the ripple strip at turn 4. Looks like they're coming straight at us, sliding with an indicator on there in the red one, coming onto the back straight. And they all line up behind our race leader, Rocket Rajas. Gav Ross, has he gone back, or are they side by side?
Yeah, no, he has. He's gone behind there now. Ryan Woods around the outside. Ryan Woods going around the outside, up over the top. Oh, here we go. This is going to be tight. Oh, have a look. Oh, yes, there was. There was a little love tap there, guard to guard. Geez, that was tight. That was hot. Woods has got it sideways. Ross is just in front of him.
Andrew Machilton was giving him a bit of the hurry up and get out of my way. Took his hand off the wheel. He was that engaged in that one.
He certainly was. But have a look at Rod Rajas, the 33 car. He is so Mr. Consistent. Oh, Banksy will be absolutely fist pumping over. There he is, over the start finish line. Congratulations, Rod Rajas, Banks, Ross, Wood, Beckers. And have a look at that. Ryan Woods, fairly quick on that final lap.
Tell you what, Rocket Rajas for Knox Panel Services, what a race. He had it all on a string, come under fire. Have a look at that, up alongside the 76. Banksy there giving him the thumbs up. 1 more lap, I think he was saying. 1 more. 1 more lap, we would have been on for it. Gavin Ross ruining what would have been a second place result there. Let's have a look at this. This is how it got. Ryan Woods up the inside on Gavin Ross. A little bit of, hey, bring it back in there. A little bit of like a pinball machine. A flick out over the back there. Bit of like a Kiss Alive 2 pinball machine at your local fish and chip shop in 1983.
Darren, do you see the difference, mate? They touched. There was no fiberglass. No, nothing. Ladies and gentlemen, these are made out of tin/steel. These are original.
Some of them have got millimetres of filler over the top of them, but we don't call that fiberglass.
We've got a sly bit, mate. Just a bit of makeup like you would have, Darren.
Hey, I don't wear makeup, but I probably should.
You sure?
Get some.
All right, mate. You're
Well,
looking
the
well.
television, they say you got to put a little bit on.
Yeah, well, that's exactly right. Television gives you an extra 40 kilo, Darren, at least.
We draw a great big deep breath before we see all of these HQs go plunging down into turn number 1, 16 of them, and away we go. Watching very closely with Steve Banks if he can match the straight line handling of Rod Rogers. It doesn't look as though he's going to match him into turn 1 here, but Gavin Ross to go with it as well. There goes Jake Beckers again. A great start in the yellow car.
Certainly he is. Down the outside, right beside the horse track, you can see. Have a look at the red car. Oh, yeah, 33 car. Beckers. Woods up into third position. Gavin Ross has gone back. Gavin Ross has gone back 2 positions, ladies and gentlemen, the 38 car. So he's back a little bit. Crawford's also in front of him as well, and Andrew Magilton in the 14 car. That car won Bathurst with the HQs late last year. So it's a quick car, mate. Like you said, he's back where he doesn't want to be, but give him a bit of time. It's a different engine, and he's got to get it up and going.
It's all about getting the package right. There's a number of things that need to be heading your right way, and certainly one of them is the brave pills that you take before you leave home in the morning and being able to maintain that rage. Here we're going to see it with Gavin Ross up the inside of the 65 there. Goes through. Gavin Ross just grabs that spot back. Sorry, not the 65, the 68 there, and goes through on Graham Crawford. So gets that one back. Starting off on the second row was Gavin Ross. He's been gazumped a little bit, as has Jake Beckers. Started off really well, like the grab from first to second, well motivated, but has just seen a couple of the guys in front that have got a whole lot more experience under their belts than him. But as we saw yesterday, I reckon come the longer race distance, Dave, we may see young Jake Beckers start to push into his own.
Yeah, he certainly will. We've got the 202 engine, we've got the Kenda tyres, we've got the better suspension. It's affordable excitement. We've got the HQ Holdens, 3-speed. All of them are on the floor now. There's no column ones. Graham Francis in the 85 car. Now that is a veteran. He's had that car almost as his age would show. He's had that for many, many years. Bit of tyre squealing there.
Yeah,
the old
Kenders were protesting there, weren't they?
They certainly were, mate. We just have a bit of a look. Rod Rogers, the Flying Dutchman, he's got half a second in front there of the 76 car there of Banks. We've got Woods there. His car seems to be going okay. This will be quite interesting to how they pan out. As they go up the back chute, you can see it, ladies and gentlemen. Who's got the mumbo? Who's got to go up over the top? You can see Woods is definitely hanging on to the boot lid of Banks. Rocket Rod is probably 1.5 car lengths, as you can see, coming down over the top. Crawford doing extremely well as they come through that sharp S's down in the dandy corner.
Rod Rogers driving away at the front of the field like he did yesterday. The only thing that brought him back to the field was the intervention of the safety car. Getting a good look at Jake Beckers as well. Headlight flicked on, just the one on the driver's side. He's got that turned on, so the old sealed beam on the left-hand side being asked a little bit much to... Oh no, it's glowing in there behind the blue filter. Yep,
that's it. You can see it, mate. Just staring at the back of the 85 car, the boot lid. Rocket Rod, you can see it, Banks and also Woods. We've got that little bit of a gap there. Rod Rogers, a Flying Dutchman, the 33 car. He's about, only a car length now in front.
There's a telling tale. Car 3 on the road is the number 27 of Rod Woods, and he is currently the fastest car on track, a 136.3. They're pretty much all in the top 7 now, into the 36s, but they're all about 0.2 behind that, ultimately that time that Rod's done.
Certainly is absolutely flying, 136.33.
Sorry, Ryan, not Rod, Ryan Woods, sorry.
That's right, mate. You can borrow my glasses one day, Darren.
I got mine firmly planted on, mate, and they're still getting it wrong. The heat haze, which is customary here at the February event here at Sandown International. And out of that haze comes Rod Rogers, turns left, doing nicely. We have Banks doing a ripping job out of P2. Steve Banks, has he got an answer for Rocket Rod? I guess we're going to find out in the next 12 minutes or so as to where that sits. The Ready Roast, number 27, Ryan Woods, hanging in there. Gav Ross is just left a bit of a gap now, and he's, I'd say for all intents and purposes, Dave, might just be starting to fall back into the clutches of Andrew Magilton.
Yep, that is full. Ladies and gentlemen, have a look at this 27 car, Ready Roast. Ready Roast has been sponsoring Mark McDonald, I reckon, for almost 30 years. It's absolutely fantastic. Ryan Woods is there in the car driving today, but Ready Roast has been there. Ready Roast there in Cranbourne and Dandenong. You want a decent feed, mate, and I'm sure you've had plenty of them over the years, Darren. A decent feed at Ready Roast, Glenn McDonald, absolutely fantastic. The car looks good on the TV and the camera. Andrew Magilton, fastest lap, a 1:35.9.
So getting back up on the pace that we traditionally know Andy Magilton can dish out to a HQ field. At the moment, it is the very experienced Gavin Ross that's got his mirrors filled with the Middies electrical outfit. Gavin Ross will absolutely withstand a glare from Andy Magilton, and I think Andy Magilton might think that Gav's just going to give up on him here, but he will stomp his foot right down hard and say absolutely no way. Andrew Magilton, are you getting through on me? Twin headlight front on the Gav Ross car. So a Prem, he's doing it in luxury. He's got the comfy seat in that one.
Yep, certainly have. Right in the middle of the pack, we've got Francis.
So the specification on the cars, Pettis suspension is what they run, isn't it?
Yeah, Pettis, shockers and springs is the suspension kit and for it, and been using them for many, many years. Been absolutely fantastic, the suspension kit for them, and you can get that from any Pettis store. If you've got a HQ to HZ and you want a suspension kit and you want to beef it up and get it back on the road, it's a perfect package. We've found it out. We work with it extremely well. Very, very reliable, and most importantly, it's affordable, and that's what HQ Holden Racing is all about. So
what about ride heights and things like this? These cars are lowered, aren't they? They're certainly lowered for racing.
Yeah, well, they certainly are, but we've got spaces that, other than the driver, between the steering wheel and the back of the seat, but you can put spaces on top of the front of the springs, at the front or the rear, just to set it up or give it a little bit more drive coming out of the corner. Because Sandown is all left-handers, Darren, as you would understand, you put a spacer in the left rear just to stop that wheel from spinning so much. They're not limited slip, all right? So she's a single spinner. So you got to make sure you got as much traction as you can, pushing that left rear spring down. As you can see, coming out of here, Lawton, that's where you want to get no wheel spin. Any wheel spin, and you don't go fast up the hill. Smooth in, out fast, Darren.
Absolutely, and that's the trick with it. We had a good chat on the Napa Auto Parts Grassroots Racing podcast with Peter Dane, national champion all those years ago, and he's had exactly the same words as you did, Dave, exactly describing how to go HQ racing. Yep,
certainly is. Right there in the middle of the field, we've got Tony Maloney in the 99 car, Phil Atkin in the 5 car, Ben Ritchie's in the 53 car, James Kenner in the 66, Tracy Molden, the lady out there in the 7 car, and also just having a look at the 81 car there as well. So absolutely fantastic. There's a race within a race. We've got the front guys and we've got the middle guys. The best thing about HQ racing, probably about a lot of racing, you can gauge yourself as a driver as that car. That's the one I want to get to. I want to get that green one during the race. I want to catch it and get past it and fast it and all the rest. We've got the 81 car there, Mahoney, you can see. Tracy Moulton there in the 7 car. That's the new car, Tracy Moulton. Normally it's all white with the three blues across it. That's the Barry Cassidy car out of Queensland. They picked that up late last year.
I've got to question the fact that it's a new car.
It is a new car.
Are we making new HQs now, are we?
Almost. Almost, mate. They are brand new. When you have a look at them, and the 81 car, if you can go over to the toilet block over near the grandstand, go and have a look at the 81 car. That is better than brand new, ladies and gentlemen. That gentleman took 6-7 months to find a car. He had a few dents in it. It was yellow originally. It was a Paul Bajorno car that used to race on the Thunderdome and flat track, and he has brought it to life. And you have a look at that, Darren. That is better than brand new.
And JDM smash repairs down the side. I reckon they must have had a pretty big part in turning it out. JDM Services Australia, big job in turning it out. Great to see that sort of thing going on. The Knox Panel Services car is showing us the way, though. You want to get a good smash repair, follow the leader, I would suggest, and it's emblazoned across the front and the back of Rod Raj's car. They line up now. He hasn't had it all his own way. The 76 Banks, Ryan Woods right in the back there now in the Ready Rose car. Gavin Ross certainly hasn't capitulated to Andy Magilton at the moment. And Andy Magilton is a guy in Victorian HQ racing that was the man to beat for a couple of seasons. And indeed, right now, we've seen a couple of cars really lift the game. And they're going right out in front of him at the moment.
They certainly are, and you've got to remember where Banks is and where Ryan Woods are, those cars will be getting no fresh air. So they'll be heating up a little bit, and it wouldn't surprise me on this lap or the next lap, because we've only got 3.5 laps to go, ladies and gentlemen, that they'll be starting to pull out, just have a little bit, try and get some fresh air, try and get that 6-cylinder Holden 202 single carby to gulp some fresh air as I go up over the top. Here we go, up over the top. That's around about 180, 185 kilometres, ladies and gentlemen. Disc brakes, drums on the rear, and now you've got to have some massive, big brakes down in the Dandy corner as they come underneath the Jim Beam Bridge.
Have a look at that now. The Ready Rose car 27 had a bit of a look, had a bit of an unsettling look down the inside of the 76. We could see right into the driver's face in the helmet there in the 76. Banks, he was watching where the Ready Rose car was going to put it in there. But what he's done, he's been able to flow that car right back onto the rear bumper as well, into the stream. And I'm going to say at this point in time, all the slipstream is going to give you is a heat problem.
It certainly is. As you know, two cars go faster than one, but the problem is with a bit of heat. Here we go, Ryan Woods. Ryan Woods down the inside. Is he a late breaker? Can he do anything? No, Banks just comes across to the left-hand side. The Ready Rose car, the 27 car. Normally it's 87, it's 27 because that's what Ryan Woods' number is. Gavin Ross in the 38 car. You see Andrew Magilton. That's a different engine to what he had at Bathurst, ladies and gentlemen. So it's close, it's almost there. So they'll be fine-tuning that over the year to try and get these 202 6-cylinder Holden, single valve springs, single carby. Yeah, you open the bonnet, it looks like what Mum and Dad used to have. We've taken away the heater hoses, that's about it. Darren.
Yeah, you can almost wander around inside an engine bay of one of these, can't you?
Yep, you certainly can. You can find the engine without an issue or
there
problem.
It is, there's the points, and there's the distributor right there. And there's the carby over there. Oh, Woods getting wild over there. Had a little bit of a jig in the air as he brought it back down onto full suspension and out over the ripple strip. Gavin Ross, like a shark, senses some blood in the water. And he is moving on to the back now. The wily veteran, the experienced racer, just moves onto the back. And we will see what will happen there.
It's certainly a train now. Have a look at that. You got second, third, fourth, and fifth. Throw a blanket over them. This is where it starts to get really curly. I can tell you that. We've got 3 and 12 seconds to go. So this will be quite interesting to see. 2 laps to go, I've been told. Thank you, gentlemen. As we have... Oh, Rocket Rod has actually made a mistake. That's the first one this year, I would say, ladies and gentlemen.
Gavin Ross goes through on the 27, launches it over the back of the ripple strips, brings Andrew Magilton into play now. So the 27 goes down one to the 38. Ross makes a spot, steps onto the last step of the podium. Magilton now is circulating like the shark at the back of the field here. And the 27, Woods, Ryan Woods gets very, very untidy over the turn 4 ripple strip. And now Magilton has a good look at it.
Yeah, certainly will. These cars are like a go-kart, ladies and gentlemen. As soon as you start twisting the wheel, it loses power. So you can see that Magilton has gone past Woods. Woods was third, now he's fifth. He's literally in the woods. He's out the back. He's got to have a look and try and find the trees again to get himself back in the front. But have a look at Rocket Rod in the 33 car. Can Banks do anything? Gavin Ross, yeah, he may have something. It comes back to who makes a little mistake. Ryan Woods has cost him 2 positions. Rod Rogers has locked that left-hand front, so that'll be starting to give it a bit of a vibration down the front chute. So you have to keep an eye on him. But the 76 car there at Banks, beautiful-looking car. But here's Rocket Rod. Have a listen. Are they pinging? If they're not, they'll be singing down the front chute here at Sandown, going into turn 1.
The engine builder's out there going, please, no pinging, no pinging. We want to keep those valves and those piston tops in good condition.
Oh, that's for sure, mate. You know, there's nothing more than changing air gasket on HQ Holden. Hot, thirsty.
You know you're alive.
Yes, yeah, definitely alive. That's it. Get the asbestos gloves back on, I tell you. That is for sure. Now, Ryan Woods, can he do anything? No, I don't think he can.
Oh, yeah, where do you get your asbestos gloves from, mate?
Yeah, well.
You've held onto a pair from the 60s, have you?
Oh, I certainly have, mate. No. I normally use the CIG welding gloves nowadays, but back in my day, mate, when men were men, we had asbestos gloves.
And brakes had asbestos in them as well. Get the airline out, blow them out.
Mate, if you didn't have asbestos, you weren't right. That's right. So as they shoot up the back chute, have a look at this. Rocket Rod, the 76 car. You can have a look up over the top. 180, 185 kilometres at the speed trap. Down over the top, down into Dandy Corner.
Oh, look at Andy Magilton working away on the wheel like the magician he is at a HQ. Just a nice input, readjust mid-corner and plunge down into Dandy Road in the Middies electrical outfit. But Rocket Rod in the 33 has got this fantastic, they're coming up to the line now on their last lap. The 33 is going to lead them to the line. Yep, and there it is, the checkered flag out for Rocket Rod. Takes 2 from 2, takes the feature race for the weekend. Banks gets the fastest lap on the last lap. Sorry, Andy Magilton gets through on the fastest lap on that last lap. So 10 laps in, David Amor, they're still setting fastest laps.
Yep, they certainly are. On screen we've got Tony Maloney. We've also got Lawton there. As we just saw, 6th, 7th and 8th and 9th go over the start finish line. Graham Francis in the 85 car. Good to see him, the old veteran. He won't be happy. He's at the back, and that's not where he should be. Just having a look here, the 85 car, a 141.1. All right, bit of a spin outside, I've been told. Thank you very, very much. We go
Mick
over
Magilton
start-finish line. Mick Magilton, yep. So, HQ Holdens, thank you very, very much. Brought to you by Tyre Power. Our sponsors for this round are Rylock Windows and Doors Eastern and GMG Automotive. Tyre Power, absolutely fantastic. We've got Tracy Molden in the 7 car just dancing herself down into Dandy Corner. It's good to see they've taken a bit of timing out of that car. The car is still finishing, so that's a blessing. So they can fine-tune that for this afternoon. Everyone has 15 minutes this afternoon, so this will be absolutely brilliant. This time-related thing is working extremely well, I think, Darren.
Yeah, I think it was always going to be a little bit of a hard sell to the competitors, but I think by the end of this weekend, and everyone's had the egalitarian society look over it and make sure everyone gets a fair crack, I think it's not such a bad idea. David Amor, thank you very much for your time here, and of course you and I will join together again at 10 to 5 this afternoon and sing out the last race for round 1 of the 888 Home Loan Series here for the Victorian State Circuit Racing Championships. Tracy Molden out the back there and Mick Magilton. I'm not sure whether Mick has joined us in this one.
Yeah, he has.
Is that him just popping out at the back of the field?
That's it, mate. That's the one at the far queue.
That's it.
Right?
He is lined up ready for that queue that you just referred to.
Let the rumble happen, ladies and gentlemen. The Holden line is about ready to roar. We're waiting for the red to go out. Just waiting here.
Aren't we waiting for the red mist to come down?
Oh, Becker's got a good start. Banks has even got a better start. Banks is side by side with Rocket Rod. Oh, Gavin Ross has had an average run. Come on, Banksy. Can he go around the outside of the Flying Dutchman, the 33 HQ? Come on, Banksy, right around the outside. Just drive it home, mate. Oh, here we go. No, he's got to let Rod. Oh, he's just let Rod in there. Magilton's up into 3rd position. Gavin Ross has gone back 1. Ryan Woods and Becker's the 2 young guns. They're 4th and 5th, as you see him go through turns 2, 3, turn 4. Then we've got a little bit of a kink, and then we've got the back chute. It'll be quite interesting to see how close they can get him. Can they get Rocket Rod to make a mistake? The Flying Dutchman.
Well, I reckon the guy that's lined up behind him right now might be the one that is really got the taste for it, because Banksy has been what you'd call a tail gunner this weekend, and he wants to take that spot.
Yeah, certainly is. Just having a look there at Gavin Ross. He held the car out wide for a fair bit. There's Phil Atkin in the number 5 car going through.
Now,
So
Gavin Ross did a head gasket. Maybe he's just looking for some clean air this early in the race. Maybe he's got one eye on the temp gauge going, yeah, I can't line as turn with these guys. I'm going to have to jump out and get the fresh air.
Well, that's for sure, but I hope that doesn't happen in lap 1, mate, because
you got some pain ahead of you, haven't you?
Yeah, you got a fair bit. We've got probably eight laps here at least, I reckon, of HQ holds. There's Perry Becker's on the screen, Graham Francis riding behind him, Graham Crawford in the Andrew Williams car, the 68 car, beautiful looking car. Have a look at that. That has certainly cut some laps, mate. There's been a fair few drivers in that car over the years. Righto, Rocket Ride through turn 1. We've got Banks, McLeod, Gavin Ross right behind. Oh, look at this side by side. That's Beckers and Francis. That's the old bull and the young bull there in the 90 and 85 car. Graham Crawford right in behind. Andrew Lawton, Tony Maloney, Mick McGill.
Oh, the 85 just getting it right out there. The old campaigner. There is absolute fight left in this bloke. He wants to get on with it. Sideways through turn 3, points it up to turn 4, gasses it up, and that is a very clear signal to everyone around that saw it that he is on a move.
He certainly is. Up the back chute, you can see him over the top of the guardrail. You can have a bit of a look. You can see who's got the horsepower. Oh, we've got a couple of cars there, 6th and 7th, trying to go wide, too wide over the top. That's Graham Francis. Look at that. Oh, yeah, Graham Francis. He might not have youth on his side, but he certainly still likes driving the old 85 HQ.
Gee, I'll tell you what, he has certainly got the energy come the end of the weekend. This is, the sun's not exactly setting yet. This is the last race of HQs and the last race of the event, and he has absolutely lit up our screens over the last 3/4 of a lap. So Graham Francis is really bringing it at the end of the weekend.
Certainly is. 35 car there. We're having a good look at him also. Fantastic there of Lawton. There he is. Tony Maloney right behind him. Mount Noorat Freighters. Mick McGilton started rear of field. He's got up through a couple there. Look. Oh, the leader's coming through. Oh, smack a cone over the top. That was Woods. Still gathers it up quite nicely. Becker's in behind him. So it's definitely sideway action.
Certainly was there as we just get a quick shot of the Victorian State Race Series sign there at turn 4. The field streamed their way through. There it is. It's subliminally on there. You can see it. Victorian State Race Series emblazoned on there and our entire calendar.
Certainly is. Absolutely fantastic. As they come up the straight, have a bit of a look over the guardrail. You can have a bit of a look. See who's got a little bit of mumbo. You'll see him catching. Will they go 1, 2, 3 wide? Yeah, you can go 3 wide in HQ over the top there. Around about the 180k mark. We've got the top 5. Oh, here we go. Banksy trying to stick his nose in there, and the Flying Dutchman Rod Rogers just slapped it shut. Oh, he made Rod take a little bit more bitumen than he would normally do. Oh, Gavin Ross has gone out wide. Ryan Woods a bit of a hoping chance up into 4th. That's 4th and 5th there. Banks. I reckon Banks has got to try and do it. It's about time. He's sick and tired of coming second all the time.
Gavin Ross has wrecked his flow onto the straight there, all the way at the exit of turn 9. If you get that messed up, you're down a couple of kilometres an hour at the moment, and he has got Rodney Woods ranging up behind him in the Ready Rose car. Rogers is not fastest on track. In fact, it's Banks, a 1:36.74. He is 5/100ths of a second faster than Rod Rogers. That's what matters at the moment. There it is, confirmation on our screens. Fastest lap, the number 76 Banks, a 1:36.7.
Well done, Darren. What comes out of your mouth is gospel, mate. It's good to see.
Absolutely confirmed on screen.
Yes, yeah, that turn 2. Look at this. Turn 2, turn 3. Clip. Here we go. Into turn 4. Rocket Rod. We got Banks. Oh, Magilton. Keep an eye on Magilton. Magilton is coming. Magilton is coming, ladies and gentlemen. That's the 14 car. That's the pink and white Middies car. Keep an eye on him. Right behind him is Gavin Ross, GMG Automotive with Box Hill. He's a round sponsor as well, and also wants his name on one of the trophies for this weekend. as the
I tell you
awesome
what,
five.
he's got Andrew Magilton standing between him and a trophy at the moment. He's still again looking out for some fresh air. Or is he just saying to Andrew Magilton, don't forget, mate, look who's here.
Yeah. Honey, look in your mirror. I'm
Look
here.
who this is. It's old grey Bart. I'm standing behind you. I'm not black Bart. I'm almost there. I'm dark grey though.
Just look at Rod Rogers, mate. It's just pinpoint. He just about hits that stone on the track every corner.
Yeah, he doesn't want the trackies to sweep up that corner because his braking point will be removed.
Certainly will, because he is very, very cautious. He's neat.
It's deliberate,
Very
isn't
fussy.
it? Very deliberate racing. He puts the car right on the track where he wants to be, and he owns it. At the moment, Banks has got a lot of work to do. Steve Banks in P2, Andrew Magilton in 3, back to Gavin Ross in 4, Rodney Woods in 5th there, and that's our top 5. And it's sort of a bit of fresh air back to Jake Beckers, who, by the way, David, has acquitted himself brilliantly this weekend, kept himself out of trouble, driven for some good results, and at this stage we'll be driving it onto the trailer. Have a look at this. Gavin Ross sends it. Oh, Magilton, yeah, he left a bit of room there too. In fact, it was a bit of a gentlemanly open door there for him. You might want to do that twice with Gavin Ross.
Yeah, you can almost fit a 7-inch. Oh, I reckon Woods has clipped the wall.
I reckon he's at least taken the last layer of paint off.
He shaved something, I can tell you.
Yeah, he got the wall.
He got the wall. Oh. Last time we had a camera there, mate, that would have been good. Or a cameraman, I'm not sure.
No, there's never been a cameraman there.
Just
They're
a
remote
camera.
mounted, just a camera.
Just
a
a camera.
sacrificial lamb. Oh, look at this. Gavin Ross up the inside. It's only for the brave at the top of the hill in HQs. He's setting himself up for a run down into Dandenong Road. Last time he went wide and put dust up. Pulls it back in. Gets a run out of here. He knows he has to keep it on the straight and narrow. Up onto the ripple strip. That won't be any harm. Let's have a look at this. We'll have a look at the back of the Ready Rose car. Oh, yeah. He gave it a clout.
Yep.
Right on the circle next to the Pertec.
Yep, he definitely smacked it.
He
definitely
did.
smacked it.
He
Right, coming onto the front chute, you can see the 33 car. Rod Rogers got a bit of a gap. He's got about 4 or 5 car lengths. Did he just miss a gear then when he come onto the front straight? Keep an eye on that. We reckon he may have missed a gear. So that'll be quite interesting to see what happens. Have a look at 2nd, 3rd and 4th. I'll make it interesting. I'll even make it closer, ladies and gentlemen. As we go down into turn 1. Has Rod Rogers got gearbox problems? He definitely missed a gear coming onto the front chute. Banks, Magilton, Gavin Ross. And also the Ready Rose car there that's got a little bit of a flat right-hand rear quarter.
I tell you what, mate, don't let the facts get in the way of a good story. I think the gear he was going for was 4th, and they don't have one.
Oh, is that what it is?
I think that's
Angel
right.
gear?
I think he didn't mess a gear change up, not at all. In fact, you're going to have to front him at the end of this one and say that you called that, not me.
I will, and I'll ask him. Not a problem, mate, with a straight face.
On lap 5, or sorry, at the end of lap 4, did you miss
Tracy
a gear
Mould.
coming onto the straight?
Yep, I certainly will. And I want you to be there just to make sure,
I
mate.
won't be anywhere near
I hate to be right all the time. Oh, look at Gavin Ross. He's trying to go 2-3 wide. Oh, have a look.
2 laps to go. Well, we're on the second last anyway.
Yep, it'll be the final lap as we start, as we go over the stripe.
Dave, you've been doing this for 35 years with the HQs. Is Rod Rogers going to... He has to make a mistake. He hasn't won. You called him... it might have been a faux pas. He's never made a mistake. It might have been a faux pas.
Mate, he locked the brake. Oh, look at Banks. Oh, God almighty. Have a look at that. Banksy was close. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. They go over the start-finish line for the final time. Here we go. After this lap. Here we go.
Last lap board out.
Oh, here we go. This is it. Rocket Rod, the Flying Dutchman, the 33, the fluoro wheels. Banksy, can he do anything? Can Ross get up into 3rd position?
I tell you what, if you're going to make a bold claim and paint your wheels fluoro yellow, you want to be in the front of the race, don't you? It's a pretty bold claim.
Well, red is fast, mate. It's shown us that all the time.
So it's bright yellow by the looks of things.
Yeah.
No brake dust on them. The Knox panel service people keep them looking brand new. In fact, he stayed out of trouble in this race only by a car's length. He has been as far ahead as 5 or 6 seconds, but the group has stayed with him as we wicket keep all the paint coming off the turn 4 wall there as they enter the back straight for the last time this weekend.
On screen, we've got Phil Ackland, and then the 53 car there, Ben Ritchie's. He's from Colac. He absolutely breathes HQ racing. Been involved for only about 18 months to 2.5 years. So absolutely enjoying it. Here we go. Up the back chute, up over the top. Have a squeal of those Kenda tyres, ladies and gentlemen.
Steve Banks, 4 wheels over the back of the ripple strip. Have a look who's sliding into the back of shot there. It's the 27. Magilton now right all over the back of Banks. This is the run to the checkered flag. It doesn't look like Gavin Ross is got too much for it, but drives alongside Andrew Magilton. No, he doesn't. Tucks back in. You'd have to say the impetus has been taken out of any position change now. As Rajas rides the ripple strips, they all follow him through, and we drive it right down to the end.
Certainly do. Here we go. Rocket right over the start finish line. There's a checkered flag. Banks, Magilton, Ross, Ryan Woods there with a right-hand rear quarter, a bit flatter than normal. Beckers, Crawford and Francis. We're just waiting for them. There goes Crawford. There goes Graham Francis.
Great return to the game with Graham Francis. Should be really proud of his return here this weekend.
It certainly is. Tony Maloney, Mick Magilton, and also we've got Andrew Lawton there. Absolutely fantastic. He's also a round sponsor as well. But from HQRA Victoria, we'd like to thank everyone, Glenline TV, so everyone that can't get here can see it. And we really appreciate that, guys, we really do. And from Tyre Power, Rylock Windows and Doors, Eastern, GMG Automotive from the HQs, thank you very much, Darren. And it's always been a pleasure to sit beside someone larger than me. Thanks, Darren.
Larger in metaphorically, not in physical stature. I'll have the last word on that one as I turn David Amor off. It's always great to have a legend of our game up here calling races with us. Ladies and gentlemen, hope you've enjoyed the racing here. Don't forget to join us at Winton, and we will now see our afternoon out. It's down to you, Callum. Thanks, mate.